Hello, we are with Karen Testerman, an announced candidate for Senate here in New Hampshire, and one of the few people who were both inside at the Brown event and outside here with the Second Amendment people. Karen, nice to talk to you again.
Well, nice to be with you again.
Now, Karen, you are a strong Second Amendment supporter.
Yes.
And obviously, if Senator Brown chooses to run, as if he's not going to choose to run, obviously he is, or he wouldn't be having people with Run Scott Run signs outside. What is the argument that you would make that you are the better choice than Scott Brown?
I'm a constitutionalist. I believe that every amendment to the Constitution should be enforced. That means all of them, not just cherry picking them or using it like a cookbook and where you can pick one or two things out. It is important that we embrace the whole Constitution. That means limited government. Now,
I understand there were about 100 people inside that event.
Yes.
I counted 300 people out here, hand counting them. What does it say about the possibility of a Brown candidacy if you were drawing 3 times the crowd in the cold and snow for 3 or 4 hours, then show up inside for a speech?
Well, what I want to emphasize about the Brown candidacy is that he should really go back in history in the state of New Hampshire when Dick Sweat, who was a congressman at the time, made an anti-gun vote in Congress. And the next time around, he was unseated and has never been able to get his foot in the door again.
So the Second Amendment is going to be a fatality here in New Hampshire for Scott Brown.
Absolutely.
Now, one of the things that happened in the last presidential primary season was you had Mitt Romney and you had several strong conservatives, and the number of strong conservatives divided the vote enough that Romney could win early primaries with smaller percentages. Do you see Scott Brown trying that strategy here?
Oh yes, I do see that as a possibility, and that's why for the first time right now we have 3 candidates, and you have I'm the conservative one, and then to the right of most of the rest of them. The same thing is going to happen if we get too many conservatives in the race, that we will end up splitting the vote. That's what happened in the second CD when Charlie Bass slipped in the first time, when Jennifer Horn and what was his name, Bob Guida were up against each other. Charlie Bass slipped in again. So if we want a true conservative to go down to Washington, D.C., we have to make sure that we don't have conservatives splitting the vote. Now,
do you have a website already up for your campaign for Senate? And where can people find out more information if they want to support someone other than Scott Brown for Senate?
Testermanforsenate.com. And I would really rather they didn't do it just because they wanted to keep Scott Brown out, but because they really agreed with my positions and that they liked what I would be doing for them.
And finally, we've already compared you with Scott Brown, but let's talk about Jeanine Shaheen, who is the actual target of your ear. Why should Jeanine Shaheen be retired, so to speak?
Well, it's Shaheen care. It's not Obamacare. Jeanine Shaheen was responsible for making sure that we had no insurance competition in the health field in the state of New Hampshire. Because she, in 1995, 1999, when she was a state senator, introduced the bill, SB 711, which limited the competition that we have in the state.
Now, a last question to ask, because it just occurred to me. One of the things I'm most afraid of, now obviously I'm from Massachusetts, so it doesn't affect me as much, but one of the things that I'm afraid of if Scott Brown runs and manages to get the nomination is that a lot of the people who are here stay home, and not only does Jeanine Shaheen win re-election, but a lot of state representatives and a lot of state senators in New Hampshire who are Republicans lose because these votes aren't at the polls to vote for them. What would you say to the establishment New Hampshire GOP that is encouraging a Brown run or trying to encourage a Brown run?
Well, you know, we've got good candidates that are running, and I don't think it's up to the party to make any choices in that. They keep saying that their philosophy anyway is that they don't get involved in primaries. But when you host event after event after event with one candidate or one person, you might think that maybe they were endorsing that candidate.
All right. Well, thank you very much again for your time, and keep us apprised of that campaign.
Oh, I will be happy to. Thank you.
And again, the website one more time.
TestermanForSenate.com.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.